Hello, 'tis I. Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Yada Yada Yada. Yeah, having a go at filming some stuff again. Slightly different setting, same place that I live, just a different room. Basically, I'm trying some other stuff, and also the living room's a tip. The OSWAs happened this year, the Online Scotch Whisky Awards, and I was kind of peripheral with it this year. I didn't participate as actively as I did the previous year due to, ongoing time commitments and all the rest of it. However, I have sort of been peripherally involved in so much that I submitted my nominations and also voted. So, those two things were fun. And I thought, seeing as the time of recording this, a few hours ago, it was the announcement of the winners, and I haven't seen any of the winners in the categories yet. So I thought it would be a bit of a wheeze if I went through each category, said who I think is going to get it, and then saw if I was right or not. It's just a bit of fun, basically. There's no larger point to this. It's just a bit of a hoot, really. So the categories. Start with best value whiskey. I think this one's going to be pretty easy, to be completely honest with you. We've got the Ardnamurchan AD, 45 quid, the Arran 10 at 44 quid, the Brook Laddie at 50, the Kilkerran 12 at 49, the Leitchik 10 at 44, and the Port Charlotte at 56. It's going to be the Arran 10, isn't it? We're wasting time even pretending it's going to be anything other than the Arran 10. It's probably going to be the Arran 10 until the end of time. Or until they put the prices up, whichever comes first. Although, there's a couple of, post-50s. Value doesn't necessarily mean cheap, it means bang for your buck. I understand that. However, we're also looking at affordable malts, because everyone's just fucked at the minute, aren't they? So, Arran 10, that's my nomination for that. I don't even think I need to bother checking. Let me put it this way. If it's not the Arran 10, I will eat Mo. I'll eat Mo. He doesn't look that worried, so I think we're fine. Next is Best Blended Whiskey. So we've got the Chivas Regal 18, interesting nomination. The Cutty Sark Prohibition. The Dewar's Double 21. The Johnny Walker Black. The McLean's Nose, the new entry this year. And the Thompson's Bros TBBSW 6-year-old. I reckon the Cutty Sark is going to take it. It's a lovely blend. It is. I've had an opportunity to try it. Do you know what? Actually, I've had an opportunity to try the Dewar's Double 21. That is also gorgeous. So I won't be annoyed if I'm wrong about this one, because to be fair, it's actually a very strong category. I'm a little surprised to see a Johnny Walker on there. A little surprised, not majorly surprised. I would just say that there's better candidates than I would have said personally. But hey ho. One of the good things about this is with each year there's a larger pool of people, so, the more unusual takes, or not unusual, but more varied takes come about. It's nice to see a Thompson Bros on there as well, but I reckon the Cutty Sark's got this one. Although I'm not as confident as I am with the Arran, but to be fair. Best Blended Malt Whiskey 2023, that's the year. We've got the Douglas Lang Big Pete, Campbelltown Lock, Compass Box No Name. That's the actual name of the whiskey. They're being funny. Compass Box Orchard House, Douglas Lang The Gauldrons, and the Thompson Bros SRV 5 8-year-old. Interesting mix. I don't think it's going to be the Campbelltown Lock. You never know. I could be in for a surprise here, but I'm basing that purely off of my experiences in the last year as a publican. I've had the Campbelltown Lock in a couple of times, and it's been horrendously overlooked. Blend bias is definitely still a thing. Absolutely, it's a thing. You say to them, hey, this has all the Campbelltown malts in it, and they should be getting very giddy about that, but then they hear blend and they just go, ugh. If anyone wants to join me in burning down Famous Grouse's warehouses and putting an end to this misery once and for all for blended whiskies, please do get in touch, because they've got a lot to answer for. And Bells, to be fair. 2 Dougie Langs, 2 Compass Boxes, Campbelltown Lock, and a Thompson Bros. After careful consideration, I think the SRV5 might just pip it, because I know it's got a fair few fans, and it's sort of... I don't know if it being a lesser known yet well regarded blended malt will help it or not. I'm kind of just going off a gut instinct. It might well just be that it's the Campbelltown Lock, but I'm going to put my tick next to the Thompson Bros SRV5. So, moving on. Best non-malt whiskey, 2023. We've got the Blue Spot 7-year-old, the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof, 74 quid there, Loch Lomond Single Grain Peated, the Wild Turkey 101, and the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. A lot of good representation from Wild Turkey this year. Actually, a lot of American stuff. Just there. Nice to see Loch Lomond getting represented. They've been coming leaps and bounds recently. In the last couple of years, I should say, Loch Lomond. I introduced one of my regulars to it recently. He's a stalwart Bunnahabhain fan, which is good, to be fair. Bunnahabhain's a lovely whiskey, but he tried it was the Loch Lomond original, and he was quite taken by it. Didn't convert, but he was quite taken by it. Wild Turkey 101. That's the camera cutting out, so I'm just going to do this as a podcast, I think. My camera's knackered, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah, it just keeps cutting out, so I think that's fucked. Right, we'll just do this as a podcast, because I can't be arsed buggering around with it. Cool, so the Wild Turkey 101, that's what my nomination for that is going to be. I think I'll just do podcasts for the next wee while, because cameras are expensive, and I'm not doing this often enough for it to be, frankly, worth my while buying a new camera. So there you go, this is a podcast channel now. Best Distilleries 2023, nominations are Ardnamurchan and Ben Romick, Brookladdy, Springbank, Loch Lomond, and Glen Scotia. It's Springbank, isn't it? Let's just move on from that. Best New Distillery, we've got Ardnamurchan, Bimber, Isle of Raasay, Kingsbarns, Lag, and Lindors. It's quite a tricky one, isn't it? It's not going to be Lindors. Just doesn't have that many fans, to be completely honest. Lovely whiskey they're producing. I think they're doing some great stuff. Same with Kingsbarns. I think they're doing great stuff, but just the two of them just get horrendously overlooked. No one's very few people seem to be in love with their distillate in the same way that Raasay, Lag, Bimber, and Ardnamurchan all have their kind of hardcore fans. Yeah, I'm going to go with Lag. I think Lag is going to be the one. Best Independent Bottler 2023. We've got the Cadenheads, the Gordon MacPhail, North Star Spirits, Thompson Brothers, the Single Malt Whisky Society, and Signatory Vintage. I'm going to go with Cadenheads, just because I remember last year there was a bit of a rigmarole with the fact that they weren't included. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like people might just be going with Cadenheads as justice for Cadenheads. Also, they're a fantastic bottler. I know there's been some drama with them over the years and stuff, but it's by the by. Gordon MacPhail, this would be the last opportunity to vote for them in this category, because they're abandoning ship, aren't they, for independent bottlings? They're just doing their own stuff. Mad move, really. It's like, somebody remember when OnlyFans were just like, oh yeah, we're going to stop doing sex content. It's like, what, you mean you're going to abandon your entire business model, you loons? And then they realised that the entire business model is just people wanking off to other people, and they went, oh, fuck it, okay, whatever. But yeah, I'm going to say Cadenheads for that one. Best World Whiskey, we've got Blue Spot, again, featuring here. We've got a lot of love for Blue Spot, actually. Indri Trini 3-Wood. I've never come across that one before, actually. That's a new one by me. Cavalan Solis Vino Barrique. I've seen that one floating around quite a bit. I don't think I've had an opportunity to try it. I don't feel bad in saying that. It's a £200 bottle, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I've never tried it. I think I'd remember. I'd hope I'd remember, to be honest. The Nika Yuichi, no age statement. Powers John Lane, and the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. it would be odd for Blue Spot to feature twice and not get either. So based off of that logic alone, I'm going to go with the Blue Spot, because the more expensive stuff tends not to do particularly well on these kinds of things. So I'm going to go with the Blue Spot. I mean, Blue Spot's still fairly expensive, £85 a bottle, but it's not a £200 bottle. Gorgeous though that is, I'm sure. Probably, maybe, I don't remember, or even know, possibly. Anyway, best Scotch whisky of 2023. I'm going to say Springbank off the bat, and then I'm going to read the nominations. So we've got the Benromach Cask Strength 50%. Interesting for nomination. The Bunnahabhain Cask Strength 50%. The Glen Scotia Victoriana, so 3 cask strengths there. What's this? Oh, I'll get back to that in a moment. Sorry, I'm being texted by people. The Leitchik 18, which I've recently given a go. Can't actually quite believe that I've overlooked it before now, but yeah, the Leitchik 18, I only recently tried that about 3-4 weeks ago. Fuck me, it is next level. It is absolutely stonking. The Port Charlotte 10-year-old, 50%, and the Springbank 10, 46%. I'm a little less confident about Springbank getting this, but I'm like 98%. So I'm going to say Springbank because it's Springbank, and I don't know, I just feel like the second anyone sees that orange label, they just go, yeah, that one. We're almost at fever pitch at this point with Springbank. Don't get me wrong, you know, it's a nice whiskey, but bloody hell, man. it's the what was the term I came up with earlier? It's the Olivia Colman of whiskey. It's just kind of like, all right, calm down, come on now, we get it. Right. I'm now going to go on to let's go on to not calling it X. Let's go on to Twitter. I'm going to have to scroll. Okay, so 2023 winners. Yep, that's tick number 1. Best value whiskey was indeed the Arran 10. No surprises there. The best blended, the Thompson actually took it, the TB/BSW. So lovely, well done. I should have gone with my gut on this one. Best blended malt with Campbelltown Lock. Is that the Springbankification kicking in on that one again? I wonder. Do you know, I've got a bottle on my shelf. Lovely stuff. This might be a topic I have to cover at some point. I'm not going to make any friends saying it, but at what point do we just say, all right, is something else going on here? Or because it's almost overwhelming, you know? It's like, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, best non-malt whiskey, I was right and wrong. So it is a wild turkey, but it's the rare breed. I said it was going to be the 101. So, do you know, my dad used to say this, like, whenever he'd put, like, 10, 12, 30 on the lottery and he got 9, 11, 29, he'd be like, oh, so close. And I was like, no, Dad, that's not how that works. You're either right or you're wrong. That's not how the numbers work on the lottery. There's no such thing as close. Best distillery, Springbank, no surprises there. Best new distillery, Ardnamurchan. So Lag didn't get it. Fair play, though. They've been releasing some absolutely lovely stuff recently. Their sherry cask, actually, was... That was the noise I made when I tried it. That's just... Yes. Best independent bottle, it was Signatory. Got a lot of time for Signatory. Love their bottlings, to be fair, so I'm not displeased by that at all. Perhaps a little surprised, but not displeased. Blimey. It's a double for Wild Turkey Rare Breed. They got Best World Whiskey as well. That's interesting. And Best Scotch Whisky Springbank, to the surprise of literally fucking no one. Okay. So, we have a lot of repeats here, don't we? I'm going to speak my mind on this one. Are people just seeing Springbank 10 and just clicking it without thinking? Very unpopular opinion. I'm sure I'm going to get grilled on this a little bit. I drink whiskey too. I've drank Springbank 10 loads of times. Whenever I've had it on the shelf in the pub, I can have it next to Hazelburn and I can have it with Campbelltown Lock. Because do you know what? I've even had the 15 on the shelf for a good long while. That 10-year-old specifically, it's the Blue Eyes White Dragon of whiskey right now. It's the shiny Charizard card. It's the Sharky Crazy Bone. That's a very specific reference from like 2001. It's this like super rare thing to catch, if you get me, you know? It's that incredible kind of crossover of affordable yet incredibly scarce. And we've all kind of contributed to the hype on this to the point where it's at Fever Peach. Fever Pitch. Fever Peach was not even slightly, just plain up annoying comedy show that we had during the Fringe. Their thing was basically taking their shirt off and screaming. I mean, they were hot, but they knew they were hot, so, you know, it made them less attractive. You know what I mean? Anyway, back to Springbank. It knows it's hot. No, but, yeah. A triple win. Is anything that good? I want to put that out there. But yeah, that's... when I say triple win as well, obviously I'm throwing the Campbelltown Lock in there. But, yeah. Some nice surprises in there, I suppose. There's I don't know, I wouldn't say there's anything like especially shocking. Like, you know, there's a couple of things where I was like umming and ahhing about it. So, but yeah, it's not an interesting result, to be completely bluntly honest. Yeah, I mean, I can't say predictable because I failed to predict most of it, but you kind of get what I mean. You could see some of it coming with absolute certainty. I would like to see Springbank lose something sometime. I don't know, maybe I'm just being unfounded on this, but I worry sometimes that maybe we're just a little too unoriginal with our choices with these kinds of things. Yeah, anyway, that's that. I'm going to piece this together and I'm going to get myself torn a new arsehole, I am sure. For anyone who's going to Glasgow next week, you can do it in person if you like. I've kept that quiet up until now, but I'm actually going to be... Well, I need to collect the ticket. So it's still possible I've been scammed yet, because I was like, there's a ticket available? That's very unusual. So, you know, there might be an addendum to this being like, I'm poor now. But yes... Right, well, that's that. That's the OSWAs for another year. Hopefully next year I'll have a bit more time to participate a bit more fully. Don't know how I feel about these years. Underwhelmed, for completely honest. I don't know, it almost just feels like nothing's really changed, you know what I mean? But yeah. It's nice to know in the golden era of whiskey that, you know, there's only 4 or 5 good ones. But anyway, that's everything I have to say on that for the time being. For next year, I don't know where I'm going with this thought. I'm just going to round this up. Did you vote in the OSWAs? Did you put anything forward? Am I being unduly cruel? I'd imagine I'm not going to get particularly, like, you know, pleasant comments about my thoughts on this, but hey, I have thoughts. Yeah, let me know down below your own thoughts on these. Is Springbank 10 just the best whiskey in the entire universe, and should everyone else just stop trying? No, because that would make the world horrible. But I don't know, maybe there's just something I don't trust about, like, something getting too big for its boots. Because it's not like it's going to, like, take over the world anytime soon, and, like, they're not just going to start churning out crap. They absolutely could at this point, because, I mean, it is, again, just at a ridiculous level of sort of... Yeah, I mean, there's not enough of it out there for people to be drinking it consistently and constantly. That's my other concern. Like, it's a scarce bottling. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done. Actually, should I quickly just go through what I would have put... what I did put forward, I suppose. But I'll just do this, like, quick fire. Best value, I put forward the Legic 10. The best blended, I did ultimately go with the Cutty Sark, but I was torn between that one and the Dewar's 21. But I did ultimately go Cutty Sark. The best blended malts, I ultimately went with the Compass Box Orchard House. The best non-malts, I put forward the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel. We've had it on the bar recently, and it's lovely stuff. But because of the name Jack Daniel's, it does get overlooked quite a bit. Best distillery, I should put Loch Lomond forward. I've been very impressed with everything they've been doing over the last, I want to say, 18 months to 2 years now. I think they're just going from strength to strength, and I think that deserves to be celebrated. It's nice to even see them nominated. I mean, you know, again, up against Springbank, no one stands a chance, but best new distillery. I personally put forward Lindor's, because I am a fan of the output, and I think a lot of the liquids they're producing right now is absolutely lovely. I know it didn't stand a snowball's chance in hell of winning, but you vote with your heart. Best independent bottler. I did put Cadenheads forward. I'm quite privileged in that I am near a Cadenheads branch, and I do pop in from time to time for a little 20cl of some interesting stuff. I've got a little bit of Altmore still on the shelf, which I need to finish. Well, it's not on the shelf at the minute because the shelf exploded, but that's a whole other story for another time. Best world whiskey. I put forward the Wild Turkey because it's the only one I've tried out of the lot. So, yeah. I mean, obviously you'll be saying, kind of like, but hang on, didn't you say the Blue Spot? I was like, yes, that was me saying what I thought everyone else would go for. But for myself, I did put the Wild Turkey, so I actually ultimately did pick a winner on that one, I suppose. Best Scotch Whisky. I put forward the Legic 18. It was fresh in my mind, and it was one of the first whiskies in a while to make me go, wow, with genuine enthusiasm. I've been a bit of a rut I've been drinking whiskey and enjoying whiskey, but there's not been much that's sort of broken through. I've been trying like a lot of newer stuff, which probably doesn't help. I've got some thoughts on Highland Park coming up actually, which will be fun. But yeah, the Legic 18 was what I put forward because it was just stunning to me. 85 quid for the calibre of liquid. Yes, please. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the OSWAs for this year. Sorry about the ongoing technology failures, but hey, what you gonna do? Yeah, that's me done. Let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And if this video gets 11 billion squillion views, I will take a selfie with Mo wearing a Mr. Blobby costume. I don't know, it's not anything to worry about, is it? So I could promise anything. Cool. Right, that's me done. Have a good night, everyone, and bye.